I like to sit on a cushion. You're welcome to use a block, even a chair, a cozy chair. When you find this seat, close your eyes, relax your shoulders, soften your face. Be aware that you have come here to sit and breathe. As we come to our mats today, I invite us to just take in the teachings and the words of Thich That Hanh, who recently passed. He was such a good teacher, and one of the things that he gave us was the walking meditation, the practice of walking and knowing that you're walking as if your feet were kissing the ground. A hugging meditation, holding someone extra close for a little longer and feeling their heartbeat, knowing that you may not always have that person in your arms. Tasting our food and feeling our bodies moving in a yoga practice as the highest level of mindfulness. So in his honor, I invite you to be right where you are today, right where you are in this very moment, feeling this miracle called your body and this breath, giving it life. The miracle of temperature at our fingertips. The miracle of the four walls that protect us. And the miracle of technology that connects us together today. He wrote the words to a little song that he sang often. It's very simple. I have arrived. I am home. In the here, in the now, I am solid. I am free. In the ultimate, I dwell. So once you've arrived here in your seat, place your hands on your knees and start to move your body with your breath. Inhale to pull your chest forward. Exhale to pull your shoulders backward. Seated cat and cow. Let your neck and your head follow your spine in both directions. And then let this turn into little circles. So inhale, pull your chest forward and then shift to one side. Exhale to the back, shift to the side. So moving in a circle with your breath, feeling your torso. The miracle of muscles moving in synchronicity. They all do what they're supposed to do without you even having to think about it. Reverse direction. You have arrived. You are home here in your body, and your body is doing this movement. Breath is coming and going. You are home. Let's come to the center and take a nice deep breath, arms reaching overhead, stretch as tall as you can. And then imagine climbing a rope. Reach one arm and then the other. Let your body enjoy this gentle, flowy stretch. You can close your eyes. You can soften your eyes and just feel. We're here to feel what's coming up in our bodies. That's it. Movement with breath. And then reach your fingertips to the back of your head. Thumbs come right up to the base of your skull. So it's like you're giving a little massage here. And we're just going to take easy twists from side to side. You can match your movement with your breath at whatever pace works for you. Just easy little twists of the spine. And as you come back to center, rest your hands on your lap one more time. We're going to do a little bit of face yoga. So I want you to take a deep breath in. And then exhale, open your mouth wide. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, almost like a lion's breath. Inhale. And then move your bottom jaw from side to side. Just shifting your bottom teeth side to side, relaxing your jaw. You can put your hands here if that's helpful. And then scrunch up your face as tight as you can. And relax it. Scrunch your face tight. And relax it. One more time, scrunch. Shake out. Now with your eyes closed, I'd like you to put the biggest smile on your face you possibly can. Just a big cheesy grin. And relax. And do that again, big cheesy grin. And relax, just feel all those muscles in your face working, big cheesy grin. And relax. Let your lips come together. And now just create a gentle smile on the inside of your lips. It's going to feel like a pleasant face. Just the ever so slightly turning up the corners of your lips. And notice how that feels to your whole body. We're going to keep that on our face as we come around to a tabletop position. Spread your fingers wide, shift your hips from side to side. Whenever you think about it, just put that gentle smile on the inside of your lips. I've never once seen Thich That Hanh without a smile on his face. Bring your hands forward toward the top of your mat and inhale, come into a kneeling plank pose. Let your hips sink down a little bit. And then exhale, back child's pose. Do that with your breath. An exploration of movement. You can get creative if you want and make these movements a little bit different. Next time we go back, let's tuck our toes. Press into the bottoms of your feet and stretch under your toes. Maybe shifting the hips from side to side a bit. And then slowly, let's lift up into downward facing dog. And if down dog doesn't feel great, let's say you have wrist issues or shoulder pain, stay on your knees. Continue with cat and cow. But if you're coming up into downward facing dog, let's go for a walk. Just marching in place, one heel and then the other. Big bend in the knees, let your body shift forward and back. And then everybody come way up on your tippy toes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, drop your heels, bend your knees. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Slowly then walk your feet to the top of your mat. And let yourself hang here in a forward fold. Bend your knees a little more than you are inclined to. And just hang out. You can touch your elbows or keep your fingers on a block. Maybe a little sway. Feel a long exhale. And that smile is there on the inside of your lips. Pressing to a flat back, softening the knees. Sweep your arms all the way up. Find your way to standing. Lift tall, lengthen through your fingers. And then bring your hands in front of your chest. Pause to feel this shift from sitting to standing. Rooting down through the feet. Standing here, I'm aware that I'm standing. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, aware that I'm breathing out. I have arrived. I'm home. I go through 2 really slow and gentle sun salutations, just moving our body forward and back. So I invite you to just stay present in your body as you do this. So slow motion, sweep the arms up high. Breathing in. Swan dive, slow forward fold. Breathing out. Press to shins, lift halfway, breathing in. Slow walk back to downward facing dog. Breathing out. Breathing in, drop the knees, come to kneeling plank, and melt your body to the earth. Breathing out. Roll the shoulders onto your back, come up into cobra. Take a deep breath in. And exhale back through child's pose up to downward facing dog. Breathing out. Walk your dog. Breath and awareness. And then forward, feet to hands. Still in slow motion, lifting halfway. And fold. Reach your arms high, extended mountain. And bring your hands to your heart. The second time through, I'm not going to cue with words. So if you know sun salutation, just keep your eyes closed and move at your own pace. If you don't know sun salutation, you can follow me with your eyes. Take your time. We will all meet together in mountain pose. Breathing in, I'm aware I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware of breathing out. Let your arms come up high. And then we'll start with some back bending posture. So open up through the chest first. Squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back, lift your chin. And just do a little lift and lower here. Just a few inches of the elbows. If you were standing against a wall, your elbows and your hands would be touching the wall. Just gently asking the front of our shoulders to open. And then let your fingertips come out to the sides, palms up, reach your thumbs back as far as you can. Chin lifts. On the exhale, bring the hands out in front of you. Exhale down into chair. Inhale again, palms up, thumbs back, chin lifts. Exhale, hands meet, come down into chair. Move with your breath. One more time, reach your arms out wide. And then turn your palms down, let your hands come behind you. Step a little wider and interlace your hands. Open your chest. If you'd like, you can take a hold of a strap here. Pull your chest forward, draw your knuckles down, and see if you can bring your palms a little closer together behind you, drawing the shoulders even wider in the front. On an exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your hips, come down into expansion, forward fold. Long exhale. And release the fingers to the floor. Walk yourself back to downward facing dog. So continuing to pay attention to the shoulders. I'd like you to shift forward a little bit, round your upper back, and then press through downward facing dog as if you could touch your chest to the tops of your feet. Inhale, round your upper back, come forward. Exhale, press chest toward your feet. And we'll do that one more time, opening up through the shoulders, round and press. Shifting forward, let's all drop our left knee to the ground and we'll bring the right foot up to the top of the mat. This is where you might want to grab one or ideally two blocks or something that kind of acts like a block. And we're going to start with these up on their higher side. So you can stack a couple pillows, maybe even water bottles. And just come down into this hip opening here. Let your hips sink forward. Your body is upright. If you don't have any props, you could even press to your knees, but I'm looking for something kind of halfway between the floor and the knee. Shoulders on your back, chin lifts. Come into a little more of a back bend. And then as you exhale, you're going to come backwards and let the blocks come to their middle side. Shifting to your lunge, keep the blocks there and just see how that feels. Your body's still lifted a bit. Lift your chin. And let's start to move forward and back. So you can place these blocks wherever they are helpful or not. Moving with your breath. As you come forward, it's a full back bend, the chin lifts. As you come back, the chin tucks. Now, coming forward into this lunge, we're going to release our hands and bring our hands to our waist. Use your hands to lift your ribs as if you were just pulling a plant right up out of its pot. So lift, 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 and then use your thumbs to press your rib cage forward and up. Now there's a little opposite action here. I'd like you to squeeze with your fingers your front ribs in, but press your back ribs forward. So there's an action, kind of a scooping up and back, a lift. You can stay with your hands right there or add the length of your arms overhead. Deep breaths. And release your hands to the blocks. Slide that right knee back. Let your body rest for a moment in child's pose. And then coming back to tabletop, let's switch. Left knee comes forward. Let's build the blocks again up high. And let the hips sink down. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. And breathing out. I'm aware of breathing out. Shift your hips back, straighten the front leg, and lower the blocks. So Thich That Hanh said, if you have to wash the dishes, why not wash dishes joyfully? They'll get washed either way. But if you wash dishes angrily, that brings you anger. Let's move with our breath. Inhale, come forward, lift the chin. Exhale, come back. So his teachings of everyday things done with presence and awareness and joy can make such a difference in our day. Things that have to get done anyway. Why not do them with a pleasant look on our face and awareness of our breath? Shifting forward, friends, go ahead and come up. Hands on the rib cage, lift, and then slightly rotate. So there's still a lift happening. It's not caving in, it's lifting and arcing backwards. Open your chest, squeeze your bottom ribs in, and you can stay like this or lift your arms. And you're feeling that lift up and out of your hips. And then releasing the hands to the mat. Let's come to a tabletop position. Bring ourselves back to either child's pose or downward facing dog, your choice. And if you'd like, you can take a vinyasa. You're just feeling like you need a little bit more movement here. When you're ready, take your right leg up in the air. See if that hip flexor is a little more loose and open. Bend your knee. Let the hips open to the right side. And circle the ankle, wiggle your toes. And then inhale that leg back up. Shifting forward, we'll step the right foot to the top of our mat. Let's drop our back heel and come up slowly into warrior one. Nice. Interlace your fingers, place your hands on the back of your head, and then inhale here to a back bend that invites us a little deeper into those hips. Chin lifts, tailbone drops. Breathing in, aware. Breathing out, aware. Release your hands up high. Open the arms behind you and grab a strap or interlace your fingers. Open up the chest. We're heading into humble warrior. So lowering the head, lifting the hands. Breathe as deeply as you can here. Breath and awareness. Little smile on your face. It's easier here because you're upside down. So gravity is pulling the corners of your mouth into a smile. Return back to warrior one. Take a deep breath in and open out into warrior two. Take a nice wide stance, warrior two. I'm going to find eagle arms. We've been opening the front. Let's stretch the back. So right arm crosses under, sorry, I always get confused here. Left arm goes under the right, and then wrap your arms into eagle. If that doesn't work for you, give yourself a big hug and just stay right there. All right, so we're going to move sideways with eagle pose. On the inhale, lean towards your back leg. And on your exhale, side bend towards your front leg. And move with your breath. Just see what you can create in your shoulders, your torso, and your hips with this unusual look at warrior two. Come back to center, let your arms float open. They should feel kind of weightless and tingly. Square your toes to the side of your mat. Hands to the hips, and we'll fold forward. You can bring a block under your hands if you'd like. Maybe even under your forehead. And just rest here for a few breaths. Let your body lengthen. Let your breath settle. Breathing in, I am aware. And breathing out, I am aware. Let's lift halfway and we'll turn toward the back edge of our mat. Dropping the back heel and coming into warrior one. Lift up high. Interlace your fingers, press to the back of your head, and then just lean back into your own hands. Just hold yourself here. Draw a breath deeper across your hips. Feel this miracle taking place right now on your mat. You're healing, you're changing, you're growing with each breath. Arms come up and around. Either interlace or grab a strap and really open through your chest. Take a slow motion dive into warrior, humble warrior. Maybe let out a sigh. You have arrived. You are home in your own skin. Let's release back up and out into warrior two. Take a nice wide, solid stance. And now the right arm crosses under the left. Find your version of eagle arms. There's a lot of compression here. And then movement sideways toward your back leg and your front leg. Think of cleansing here, of wringing out the corners, the little bends in your body, getting into spaces, just getting rid of toxins, stale, old energy, creating room for something new. Feeling this action and trusting. And the next inhale, unwind your arms, float the arms slowly open, feel that weightless tingling. Toes turn toward the side of the mat. Wrap your arms behind you and grab your forearms or your elbows behind you. You could also take a reverse prayer. Your arms behind you, just something that feels open across your chest. Deep breath in, exhale down. And let gravity do the rest. Slowly let your hands come down to the ground. Turn your toes out to the corners of your mat and take a little sideways motion. This is another great place to come up a little higher onto a block, moving your body from side to side. And the next time you go towards your right knee, come down a little lower, let the left toes lift. And switch. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg, lift your toes. And then turn toward the top of your mat. Drop both of your knees underneath you. And we're just going to lower ourselves down onto our bellies. Let's take a moment here to just turn one cheek to the floor and wiggle out your hips. It's nice and easy. Just rest. Be aware of body laying here now on the floor and how that's different than sitting or standing. We're going to come into a kind of a flowing back bend. So take your feet wider, feel the edges of your mat with your toes, fingertips off the edge of the mat. And on the inhale, we're going to lift up to a comfortable place and exhale, float back down. So you might just feel your belly, your ribs peeling off the mat and then coming back down. So when asked, "What do you and your disciples practice?" he replied, "We sit, we walk, and we eat." "But sir, everyone sits, walks, and eats." The Buddha told him, "When we sit, we know we are sitting. When we walk, we know we are walking. When we eat, we know we are eating." Do you know what you're doing in this moment? Feet come closer together. Let's lift into locust, palms down, chest open. Lift and hold. Your feet can touch down or lift up, your choice. Notice yourself being pulled to the past or carried into the future. And come back to this. Arrive here. You are home. Release, turn the opposite cheek to the floor and wiggle out your hips. With the hands by the shoulders, go ahead and come up to tabletop position. And knees come out a little wider for thread the needle, going back into stretch the back. So inhale, right arm up. Exhale, scoop it through. Bring the back of the shoulder and your right ear to the mat. Take deep, slow breaths that you can feel behind you. Place that pleasant smile back on the inside of your lips. Let your body know that this is pleasant. Switching sides, left arm comes up and open and reach through. It's interesting to me that these masters have known for many, many years how to create calm in the body, and science is just now proving that this big nerve, the vagus nerve, actually runs from the brain through the face, the neck, chest, and into the belly. And when we have a pleasant look on our face, there's a nervous system response to our bodies. Put the smile on your lips and come back to center. Rising up onto our knees for a version of camel. We're not going to do full camel today unless, of course, you want to, but I'm going to offer a couple of other options. So another place for blocks right here by the side of your feet. And you can either tuck your toes under or point your toes back, your choice, whatever feels better to your knees. So let's start with the hands on our glutes, just below the waistband, pressing the hips forward. Tuck your tailbone. And then again, lift your spine up and out of the bowl of the pelvis. This is a wonderful place to just stay and breathe and know that you're breathing. If you'd like to join me on a little flow, keep your shoulders squared forward. Reach the left hand down to the block and the right arm straight up and back. And then just switch. Right hand to the block, left arm. We're going to try and avoid any rotation here and just move straight backwards, one arm at a time. Try to keep your neck in a comfortable place so you're not straining, but you can swallow and breathe. Go one more time in both directions. And then come back to center. Take one of the blocks or a pillow and come back around to a seat. Cross one leg in front of the other. It doesn't matter which one. We're going to switch in just a moment. We're going to take a seated twist. So arms open out wide to the sides, palms up, shoulders on the back. Deep breath in. Rotate like helicopter blades to your right. Go as far as you can and then set the hands down. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale to twist and ring out. When I breathe, I know I'm breathing. When I sit, I know I'm sitting. When I'm twisting, I'm aware of twisting. When I'm washing dishes, I'm aware of washing dishes. Lift and open and switch. When we live with this present awareness, we catch ourselves doing things like worrying. And when we can say to ourselves, worrying, I realize I am worrying, it's a little mind trick. It brings us back to present moment. Coming back to center. Reach your hands behind you, come onto your fingertips, and take a seated back bend here. You can let your chin lift, shoulders roll back. Deep, slow breaths, awareness. When you feel ready, remove whatever you're sitting on and come down onto your back. And we're going to start here with bridge pose. An option for gentle yoga is to do supported bridge, to put something under your hips at any height. Try to keep it close to the hips and not cutting into the lower back. When you find your support, open your arms out to your sides. Just let your shoulder blades come underneath you. And an option for today is you can extend one leg, and I'll cue you when it's time to switch if you've chosen that option. If not, you can keep your knees bent. Just let one side of your body lengthen and rest. Aware of right here, right now. If you have one leg extended, slowly bend and switch. Just notice the difference on the two sides of you. Two different worlds. The right side and the left side of the body are siblings, but they're not twins. They're very different. Breathe here. Feel this side. When you're ready, bend the knee. We're going to stick the legs up in the air for waterfalls. So if you're using a block, you'll want the lower side for this. Take the legs up in the air. Let's flex and point our ankles. Alternate, wiggle, circle. Just shake them out. And then when you're ready, just extend the arms again and come into stillness in this inversion. The circulation, the energy, reversing direction. A pleasant smile on the inside of your lips. Let that relaxed face spill down into your neck and shoulders, spilling softness down your arms and hands. Let the softness spill into your chest, your upper back. The softness moving into the belly and the low back. Slowly bending the knees. Keep your upper body just like it is. When the feet touch the floor, slide the block out. Bring the soles of your feet together. And rest here. Supta Baddha Konasana. You can bring one hand to your belly if you like, and one hand to your heart. I have arrived. I am home in the here, in the now. I am solid. I am free. In the ultimate, I dwell. If this is comfortable, stay just like this. If you prefer to extend your limbs out and get comfortable for Shavasana, do what allows your body to rest. In the words of Thich That Hanh, this is called touching peace. If you think that peace and happiness are somewhere else and you run after them, you will never arrive. It is only when you realize that peace and happiness are available here in the present moment that you will be able to relax. In daily life, there is so much to do and so little time. You may feel pressured to run all the time, but just stop. Touch the ground of the present moment deeply, and you will touch peace and joy. Take a deep, slow breath in and allow yourself a long exhale. Touch the ground of this present moment. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, aware of wiggling. Stretch your body out long, aware of stretching. And yawn, aware of yawning. Take your time rolling over to one side and eventually coming back to a seat. Let's finish this practice with our left hand touching our heart and our right hand touching the ground next to us. You can almost hear him say, just stop. And he would say it with a giggle and a twinkle in his eye, just stop. Touch the ground of this present moment, and you are touching peace. Touch the ground of this present moment, you are touching joy. Touch the ground of this present moment, you are touching happiness. Let's bring our hands together in front of our hearts and softly bow our chin in deep gratitude and honor for this man who taught us so much, who gave us so many simple tools to make our lives more peaceful and more happy. Thank you for joining in this practice in his honor with his words. Namaste.